Welcome. Mutually exclusive events. These are events that cannot occur at the same time. So, what it entirely means is these are events that does not have anything in common. They cannot occur at the same time. Two events are mutually exclusive when they don't have an intersection between them. So, suppose you have a sample space of a die, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 5, 6. And then you have that A, the number of outcome of A is 1, 2, and 3. The number of outcome of B is 5 and 6. The number of outcome of C is 3, 4, and 5. Now, the question is simple. I can ask you, is A and B mutually exclusive? Is A and B mutually exclusive? And A and B, are they mutually exclusive or not? So A and B means A intersection B. And A intersection B, you can see that we don't have anything in common with it. Here we have 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and here is 5, 6. So they don't have anything in common. So the intersection is 0. And if the intersection is 0, that means that A and B are what? Mutually exclusive events. Right? Mutually exclusive events. MEE. Now, what if I ask you, A and C, are they mutually exclusive or not? A and C. You can see that A and C, that we have what? A and C. And do we have any intersection? Yes. A and C have 3 and 3 in common. So, the intersection of A and 3 is what? 3. Are they mutually exclusive? No. Of course, they are not mutually exclusive because they have something in what? In common. So, if I ask you what's the probability of A intersection C? We can see that the intersection here is only 1. But from the sample space, the total number of outcome is what? 6. And here, the total number of outcome is what? 1. So, probability is always outcome, all over what? The total number of outcome, and which is what? Here will now give us 1 all over what? 10. Now, what if I ask you, what is the probability of A and B? The probability of maybe B and C. Now, the first thing you do is to check for the intersection. And probability of B and C, you can see that they only have what? 5 in common. Intersection of 5 in common. So this is what? 5. That is the intersection. Therefore, the probability is what? 1 all over what? 6. Are you with me? Good. So, these mutually exclusive events can also be represented also via what? Venn diagram. The mutually exclusive events can be represented using Venn diagram because, for example, if you have a Venn diagram like this, and I write it like this is the first one, and you have another second Venn diagram here, and I write it this way, and you have, this is A, this is B, and this is A and B. The question is, the above diagram, are they mutually exclusive or not? So, what you can see here is what? What you can see is that this one, they don't have intersection, so this is what? A mutually exclusive event. There is an intersection between A and B. That means that what? This is not a mutually exclusive what? Event. It is not. So it's not a mutually exclusive event. Now, I want you to know something. When I say A and B, probability of, you should find the probability of A and B. What I mean is what? That you should find the probability of what? A intersection B. Now, if I say you should find the probability of A or B, what I want you to find is what? The probability of A union what? B. Are you with me? Good. Now, we have also a formula for this. If I ask you to a formula for non-exclusive events, for example, if I ask you the probability of A union B, you can represent it in a formula. Let me write it here. The probability of A union B can be represented in a formula to the probability of A plus what? The probability of B minus the probability of A intersection what? B. Are you with me? Good. So you can also put it on what? In a what? A formula. Now, you should also know that for mutually exclusive event, the intersection is what? 0. For non-mutually exclusive event, we have what? Intersection. Are you with me? Good. Now, for example, let me say you have a sample space. Let me say you have a sample space. And we have a sample space of a die, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? Good. So, and A is 1, 2, 3, 4. B is what? 3, 4, 5. And I say you should find the what? Probability of A union B. So, if you look at this, what the first thing we are going to do is what? Write down our what? Formula. So, if I want to write down my formula, probability of A union B, as you know it is what? The probability of A plus probability of B minus the probability of A intersection what? B. So, as you are looking at it, you will now see that the formula is already what? Well stated. The formula is already well stated. So, what you are going to continue is just what? To insert your values. So, the probability of A is first what? Is 4 all over 6, right? And why is it 4? Remember, probability is what? Sample what? Space. The outcome all over the total number of what? The outcome. So, the outcome here is 1, 2, 3, 4. Our total sample space is 6. That's why I got probability of A to be what? 4 all over 6. The probability of B is what? The outcome of probability of B is what? 3. The total number of outcome is what? 6. So this is the same thing as what? So the only thing I'm going to do is what? I'm going to insert the formula. Now, what if you are now asked, what is the probability? What about our intersection, A intersection B? Our A intersection B, you can see we only have 2 values, which is 3, 4, 3 and 4. So, probability of A intersection B is what? 2 all over 6. So, all I have to do now is insert it into my formula and answer will flow naturally. Probability of A is 4 all over 6 plus probability of B is 3 all over 6 minus probability of intersection of A and B is what? 2 all over 6. So, probability of A union B is equal to this. And so your answer should be 5 all over 6. Now, I want you to also know something, that we can also solve this in other manner of ways. Remember, if I ask you union, A union B, it means that you should sum the total number of what? Outcome, that is the total outcome in the two word set. So A union B, A union B can also be what? You can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if you like, you can solve it this way. You first write the total union of the two. We have A and B. You write their union. So this is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, and what? 5. So this is what? 5 divided by what? 6, which is the same thing as what? Our answer. Are you with me? Good. Now, let me continue introducing to you other methods to solve this. What if we have another example? You have your sample space. And the sample space is a roll of a die, and we have A to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and your B is 3, 4, 5. Now, and C is just 6. Now, find the probability, probability of B union C. So the probability of B union C is what? It means you should find the probability of B plus the probability of C minus the probability of B intersection C. Now, how can we find the probability of B? The outcome in B is 1, 2, 3 all over 6. So it's just what? 3 all over 6. The probability of C is what? 1 all over what? 1 all over 6. Are you with me? But do we have intersection? B intersection of C. We don't have any intersection. So the probability of B intersection of C is what? 0. So we just insert it into our formula and answer will flow in naturally. So we have 3 all over 6 plus 1 all over 6 minus 0. So if you work this thing, you should get 4 all over 6, which is the same thing as 2 all over 3. And that is the what? Answer. I want to make an emphasis. Like I said, under the probability, a lot of students used to have 1 or 2 difficulties. And like what I said earlier, when someone gives you a sample space and they ask you to find the probability of A and what? B, and find the probability, for example, of A or B. The probability of A and B, I already said that is what? Is, we have been solving it here, that is, we want to find the combined what? It include an intersection. But the probability of B is what? Which of them are mutually exclusive and which of them are what? Not mutually exclusive. If you pay attention from the first class, you will notice that I already told you that whenever they ask you A union B, it means A or B. So A or B is what? A union B. The probability of A union B. That's what I want you to know. But what if they ask you to find the probability of A and B? So the probability of A and B means what? You should find the probability of A intersection B. That is what I want you to know. Note those key words, please. They are very important. Now, having said that, what if you have a sample space and then you have A to be 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you have your B to be what? 3, 4, and 5. Now, they now said find A and B. Find A and B, and then find A or B. So, like I said, A and B, the probability of A and B means what? The probability of A intersection B. So, and the probability of A intersection B, you can see where is A and intersection B. They only have 3 and they have 4 in common. So, you have this, you have 3 and what? 4. Right? Good. And then they are 1, 2, which is 2 all over 6 divided by our total outcome. Right? And this should give you 1 all over 3, which is the same thing as 0.33. And if you convert it to percent, this should give you what? 33%. But the probability of A or B simply means the whole union of everything. So, and like I said, we have 2 ways of solving it. If you want to use formula, if you want, you can just size it up. By sizing up, I mean A union B. And A union B is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So they are 5 divided by our total sample space, which is what? 5 all over 6. If you like, you can put it in a formula where you have to solve the probability of A, probability of B, and then find their intersection, and then what? Insert it here, and you still get 5 all over what? 6. Now, if for example, I give you something and I say you should find the complement of A, you should find the complement of A, is a very simple something. For example, under this, we already have a very simple stuff for you to do, which is what? If, for example, find the complement A, and if the probability of A is 1, 2, 3, 4, is the probability of A is 4 all over 6, which is the same thing as what? 2 all over 3. And I ask you to find the complement of A. It's very simple, guys. What you have to do is what? There is a simple formula. Probability of A plus the complement of A should be equals to 1. Now, I ask you to find A complement, the probability of A complement. So it's same thing as what? 1 minus probability of what? A. You already know the probability of A, so it's just 1 minus what? 2 all over 3, which is the same thing as what? 2. This is the same thing as what? 3 all over 3 minus 2 all over 3. So this is what? 1 all over 3. Right? So this is all there is to this, because yes, so this is 3 over 3. Good. So yeah, this will give you 1 over 3. So yeah. So that is it. Now, this is the answer to A complement. This is the probability of A. And from our formula in this equation 1, we said that if we plot the probability of A and the A complement, it should give you 1. If you want to confirm your answer, you can see that the probability of A is 2 all over 3, plus the complement of A is 1 all over 3. This should give you what? This into this plus 1 all over 3. So this should give you 3 all over 3, which is the same thing as what? 1. So you can see that what? We are correct. Are you with me? Good. Now, under this complement, a lot of stuff. So you have a probability here. if the probability of selecting a red marble in a bag full of marbles is 35, what is the probability of selecting a marble that is not red? This is simply what? A complement kind of probability. So what we have to do here is what? We will first find the probability of red. And they already said the probability of selecting a red marble is 35%. So it simply means what? 35 divided by 100. What is the probability of selecting a marble that is not red? So remember that probability of selecting a red marble is 0.35. The probability of selecting the one that is not red is the complement. It's just 1 minus 0.35, and this will give you what? 0.65. Remember that the probability of R plus the probability of not R, the probability of R plus the probability of not R should give you what? 1. So from here, that's how I got this. So this will give you what? 0.65. So that is it for this class. We'll meet you in another class. Thank you very much, students.